Hello and welcome to the show Agribusiness with Albert Makedenge. So today we're going to explore businesses that people can venture into in Zimbabwe as far as agriculture is concerned. So this series that we're introducing today is called How to Get $1 Million Through Agriculture. So we're going to split agribusiness into three parts, which is the input sector, the production sector, and agro-processing sector, which I always like to call the value addition sector. So today we are going to be talking about the input sector, where we're going to explore businesses that people can venture into as far as agriculture is concerned in the input sector. And the next session is going to be about the production sector, which is the most interesting one. And lastly, we are going to talk about the value addition sector, which is the agro-processing sector. So today we're going to list quite a number. It's going to be a short and brief session, but it's going to enlighten more people when it comes to business that you can venture into as far as the input sector is concerned. So the input sector is basically the sector that supports the production sector. So in this sector, you're dealing with things that you supply into the production sector for farmers to produce food that will later be processed and be added value to in the last sector, which is the agro-processing sector. So number one, we are going to start with the seed production and distribution enterprise. This is where you'll be growing certified seeds, or you'll be repackaging certified seeds that you provide or supply to the farmers in the production sector. So this is quite a very lucrative business because you don't have to do much. All you have to do, probably you are buying the seed and you're supplying it. Maybe you need to just, some people buy seeds, they repackage them. Some will buy seeds and put chemicals into them so that they can supply it to the farmers. That's the first enterprise that you can do. It doesn't require much. It depends on the size of the production sector that you want to supply to. So that's another business that you can do. And let's move on to number two. So number two, the other business venture that you can try to do in order to generate income for yourself is the agrochemical sector. We have a lot of people who are selling agrochemicals to the farmers. Like here in Zimbabwe, if you go along 4th Street, if you go along 2nd Street, just after Eastgate, you find that we have a lot of agrochemical shops there. You can as well venture into that type of a business where you'll be buying your agrochemicals and you'll be selling, you'll be supplying to the farmers. And in this business, you don't need much. You just have to focus maybe on a certain crop or certain livestock that you'll be supplying agrochemicals for. For example, you can only opt to start maybe with only poultry chemicals that you'll be selling to poultry farmers. You can target tobacco farmers where you'll be selling agrochemicals that are specifically for tobacco farming or for potato farming. So this is another business venture that you can try and generate income for yourself. So you only have to identify the market that you'll be targeting so that you know the exact agrochemicals to deal with. Let's move on to number three, which is fertilizer distribution. Not every farmer is able to go and purchase fertilizer directly from the manufacturers. So you can go to the manufacturers, you buy your fertilizer in bulk. You can even opt to repackage it into small packs and sell to farmers. And this is very lucrative because all you need to do is just to buy and sell at a profit. And you just have to find your own market, the market that you can only target yourself, and you'll be providing those fertilizers to the farmers. Like I mentioned earlier, this sector is only about you supplying what the production industry needs. So fertilizer distribution is another option that you can take if you have vast resources in terms of finances. You can even go to big manufacturers like Windmill itself, Zimfos. You can buy from Omnia, you repackage or into small packs, or you can just buy in bulk at discounted prices from the manufacturer direct, and you then resell it to farmers. So this is another opportunity. This is agripreneurship. You can just buy your fertilizers, redistribute, and make your own money. Let's move on to the next, which is farm equipment hiring. This one, of course, it requires people with a bit of financial muscles because in order for you to acquire the farming equipment, you need to have a bit of money, but we are talking of tractors, we are talking of those boom sprayers, we are talking of those harrows, we are talking of the plows. You can rent those out to farmers because not every farmer can afford to buy a tractor, not every farmer can afford to buy their own boom sprayer, not every farmer can afford to buy their combine. So when it's harvesting time, they can hire a combine harvester. When they want to spray their produce in the field, they might afford to hire than to buy. So if you have a bit of financial muscles, you can buy your equipment, and then you'll be renting it out to farmers in the production sector. So this is money. Like right now, we are getting into the summer season. Most farmers might need to hire tractors to plow their fields as they are doing their land preparation. And I heard the price ranges from $80 up to $150 per hectare. So if you have your own tractor, you can hire it out and make your good money. This is agripreneurship. You can make your own money. Money, easy money. So let's move on to the next point. So the next point is irrigation solutions. Climate change is real. I'm sure most of you can testify that for the previous years, we have not been receiving rains the way we used to receive our rains in the previous years. So climate change is real. So irrigation solutions is another business venture that you can try to take. For example, we have most farmers who are establishing farms, but they do not have water. You can come up with solutions to install drip irrigation system for them overhead, furrow irrigation systems. So this is another venture that you can try and make money through. So you can import your drip irrigation equipment. You can import your overhead equipment, and you'll be selling to farmers, even installing, even irrigation consultancy. You can also venture into that. That's another lucrative business because most farmers these days, they cannot establish a farm without making a decision on which irrigation system to take up, because you cannot produce throughout the year without irrigation. So irrigation equipment, supplies, and consultancy. This is something that you can also make money through. So this is another opportunity for you to make money through agriculture. $1 million. You can make $1 million. We have a lot of farmers in Zimbabwe. Even the government itself is advocating for irrigation, where we are having irrigation schemes that are being talked about in the country. So you can also venture into that, bring irrigation solutions to the farmers, and you can make your own money. Let's move on to the next point, which is necessary businesses. If you go up to Borodale, along Borodale Road, along Harare Drive, you see that we have a lot of nurseries along those routes. People, they just have a smaller space where they are doing their nurseries. And when you need to plant your tomatoes, you just go to them, you buy. We have a lot of people who are doing that. So this is something that you can venture into, because we have other people who are doing their backyard farming. They don't have time to do those nurseries and stuff. They just come and buy the seedlings from you. So nursery business is another venture that you can try and make money through, because not everyone have time. People don't have time. Like now we are getting into the tobacco season. We have people who have massive nurseries where you can just go buy your seedlings and then you go and transplant in your fields. This is another business venture that you can try and make money through. Veterinary services is another opportunity that we have on the ground. This is where you'll be moving around, supplying drugs, veterinary drugs. You'll be supplying dipping chemicals. You'll be supplying feeders, drinkers, everything that is needed when people are doing livestock or poultry production. You can supply those things. So this is another opportunity where you'll be moving around, dealing with poultry farmers, livestock farmers. You supply them with whatever they need, because they will always need them. Like I mentioned, the input sector is supporting the production sector. So you can also make money through these. If we have a cheaper supplier or a cheaper manufacturer of those products, you can always sell them directly to the farmers. So animal feed production is the most underrated service in the agricultural industry, but I have seen people making money. Like my own father, he's doing piggery, and there's a man who stays close to us who supplies feed. So what he's simply doing, he goes to buy maize from farmers just after the summer season, when people are harvesting their maize. That's when the supply of maize will be very high, so the price will be low. That's when he purchases his maize, and then he goes to outlets like Capital Foods, he buys his concentrate, and then he mixes those two, and they start supplying feed. This is the most underrated. If you have very good formulas and you mix your feed very well, you can as well make money. You can make money through supplying feed. This is one of the most underrated but yet very lucrative business that you can venture into as far as agriculture is concerned. So you can as well supply feed. Like I mentioned earlier, the input sector is all about supporting the production sector. I'm sure by now you all understand that knowledge is also a product. So this is where we are coming to agricultural consultancy itself. You can offer consultancy to farms. You can go to farmers, you can offer to do soil testing for them. You might not even test the soil yourself because we know you might not have proper equipment to do soil testing, but you can go to the farmers, educate them on how to do soil sampling, and you can get their samples. You combine samples. Maybe when you get 20 farmers who provided you with samples, you then take to approved labs for testing, and then you can go back, give recommendations. That's another lucrative business that you can offer, because not every farmer knows where to go with their soil samples to do soil testing. So this is another thing that you can do. So knowledge is also a product. You can offer consultancy. You can move around training people on different farming ventures, right? So you can teach them how to do, maybe for example, you can go around teaching people how to grow tomatoes. You can go around teaching people how to do poultry. You can go around teaching people how to do beef farming, cattle fattening. You can do all that. So knowledge is also a product. This is something that you can make money through. But someone is going to say, but Albert, you're saying we can move around teaching people. We don't even know about agriculture, even though we want to do businesses in agriculture. Well, you can always learn. You can go on YouTube, you research about something, you dive deep into it, and then you can go around enlightening other people, teaching other people, as long as the information that you're giving them is credible. So knowledge is also a product. Agricultural consultancy, you can go out there, teach people, make money. Lastly, but not least, I think I mentioned something close related to that earlier when I talked about fertilizer redistribution and repacking. So on this one, we are just simply summarizing, where we are saying when it comes to supplying the production sector, you can as well repack your seeds. You can buy seeds, repack them, sell to farmers. You can buy knapsacks, go out there and sell them to farmers. You can repack fertilizer, go out there and sell to farmers. Lime, we have a lot of agrochemicals. Maybe you buy 5 liters, you repack into 200 mils and make it affordable to other farmers, small farmers out there. You can as well venture into that. So thank you very much for paying attention till the last point. We are now moving to the most exciting session, which is the production session that we're going to do next. Next Saturday, we meet here, you guys. You come, pay attention. Maybe by now you have not yet picked something that you think you might like to venture into from the input sector. Wait for more. We have 2 more to go, where you will be enlightening you, where we'll be imparting knowledge to you as far as agriculture is concerned. You can make money through agriculture. Always treat agriculture as a business, farming as a business, and you can always make money. People are talking about mining, people are talking about telecoms, people are talking about a lot of different businesses, but you can as well try agriculture and make money. Please don't forget to share, subscribe, as well as following us on our Facebook page. Thank you very much for paying attention. We'll see you in the next session.